Namaste, my friends. Welcome to Shimaflowyoga. I'm Jodi, and today is day 14. That's right, day 14, the end of our second week of our 28-day yoga series, New Year, New You. And today we're focusing on a full body flow. So take it at your own pace. Again, music choice, Spotify, NYNY 1 through 7 will go along perfectly with this practice. So grab your yoga mat and let's find your happy place. So today we are going to get started in a different pose, opening up the hips. So you're going to come onto your hands and knees. We're going to start in pigeon pose today. So we're going to come on to the hands and knees and go ahead and slide your right knee up towards your right wrist. Tuck your back toe under, lift the knee up, and then sweep your right foot over. Slide the left leg back and then untuck your toes. And from here we're just going to slowly come on down onto the mat. So pigeon pose right away, you're probably feeling this. We come into this pose. Normally our bodies are pretty warm, but this is just a great way to bring a different sensation, a different awareness, and a different perspective to your body and to your practice. Take deep breaths in and out. I'm just kind of relaxing into your body. And let's take one more breath in. And your exhale, slowly begin to release out. So I'm going to walk the hands back up. Come onto your hands and knees. And then let's switch sides. So left knee slides up, tuck your back toe under, lift the knee, sweep that foot over, and then slide your right leg back and slowly lower down. So this gives us a really good definition of what sensation is all about, right? Coming into a pose like this when we haven't done any type of warm-up. It can definitely bring you in the present moment. As you're starting to feel so deeply in the stretch. See if you can relax a little bit more in your body. And slowly, let's begin to release out. Let's first take a deep breath in. And then start to exhale and release out. We're going to come back onto our hands and knees and come into child's pose. So sit back onto your heels. Let's stretch those arms forward. Walk the hands forward a little bit more. Plant your hands firmly. Pull the shoulders back away from your hands. Let's come to downward facing dog. Come up on your knees, tuck your toes, lift your knees, press away. Moving your chest towards your thighs. Again, it's being in the moment. Every posture you come into, so you can get the most out of it. You can do what's best for you today. Let's inhale, come up on the toes, bend your knees, look up. Exhale, walk, step, or jump to your hands. Inhale halfway, hands to shins, flat back, gaze up. And exhale, fold all the way down. We'll inhale, rise up, full stretch up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let's begin in sun salutation A. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to move right through, finding that rhythm. Inhale, halfway, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back. And then from here, knees up or down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Bend the elbows, lower. Good. Flip the feet. Inhale, stay low to cobra or high to up dog. Gaze up. Exhale, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Pause. Inhale, up on the toes, bend the knees, look up. Exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise. And let's exhale, come right back down to that forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back, lower yourself to your mat, or simply come back up into downward facing dog, right? So we know the drill. You can either work through those vinyasas, coming back to down dog, or if maybe your upper body needs a little break, leave those push-ups out. Press away. And as always, right? Downward dog, wonderful. Modification for downward dog is child's pose. So if you need to take those breaks, find yourself there. That's our place of honor. Inhale, up on the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. And let's rise. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, float all the way back down. We're going to come through one more time. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, float back. And then bring yourself back to downward facing dog. Pause for a moment. Press away, get deeper here. Inhale, up on the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, step or jump. Between the hands, inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. We're going to come right into chair and begin sun salutation B. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, plant the hands, float back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then inhale, lift your right leg up, nice and high. Exhale, step it between the hands, spin the back foot flat. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Take the gaze up. Exhale, release, step back to plank and lower or lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step through, back foot is flat. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Exhale, release, step back and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause. Notice. Inhale, up on the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. We're coming to chair pose. Inhale, sit back, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten the legs, chest to thighs, look at your knees. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back and lower. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, step through, back foot is flat again. Warrior one, inhale. Exhale, release. Step back to plank and lower. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Now do the same thing on the left leg, but just move at your own pace. So we can tune into finding our breath. We'll meet together in downward facing dog. Once you get to downward dog, let's pause. Good. Inhale up on the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. One more time here, you guys. Chair pose. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, plant the hands, float back. Lower yourself down. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Okay, we know what comes next. Right leg lifts. Inhale, exhale, step through. Back foot is flat. Inhale, warrior one. Good. Exhale, release. Again, let's continue through this to the left side. Move at your own pace with the breath. And we'll meet again in downward facing dog, right? The inhale comes when that leg lifts. And then hold your downward facing dog once you're there. We'll all meet here together. Okay, up on the toes, bend your knees. Exhale, step or jump between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. And then exhale, bring your hands back to your heart center. Stand up, Samastitihi, or mountain pose, standing tall. Let's inhale and float the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. Again, step or jump back. And let's meet in downward facing dog. However you want to get there today. Let's lift the right leg up. Inhaling, lifting up, and then exhale, step between the hands. Crescent lunge. Back heel's lifted, feet are hip width distance. Right knee is bent. Float your arms up. Again, you know the modification, right? You can always drop your back knee down onto the mat. Lift your heart up. Reach the arms back. Lengthen through your fingertips. Relax your toes in that front foot. And then finding those 4 points that create Pada Bandha, your foot lock. One more breath in, exhale, standing splits. I'm gonna bring the hands down onto the mat and lift your back leg up, okay? And then as you lift up, start to open your left hip. Great tool to use here. If it's hard to bring those hands all the way down to the mat, grab your block, place your hands on the block. Okay, if you want a little bit more intensity, try taking your right hand around that right ankle, pulling yourself in. You want to try for some balance here. Guys, remember, keep that left leg nice and straight. Point the toe. So try some balance. Take that left hand around the ankle and see if you can pull yourself in, just balancing on that foot. And it's okay if you wobble and fall, right? It's a practice. It's not about perfection here. Good. Okay, now we're going to continue with this balance and we're going to come to a standing position. So bend your right knee. And then slowly come up to a standing position as you lift your left knee up towards your chest. Cross your left ankle above your right knee and sit back, hands to your heart. Standing mounts pigeon. Now send your hips, your butt back. Press the left knee down. Keep the chest lifted. And then flex your left foot here. We're opening up that left hip. Good. See if you can deepen it. What can you do in your body? What can you do in this pose to deepen the sensation? That's where we want to get to. All about what you're feeling and continuing to practice being present. Okay, we're going to inhale and rise up. Take a big step out to the left. So as you step out, toes turn out and reach the arms up. Okay, so remember those circle sweeps from the other day? We're going to big circle sweeps. You're going to bend into the left knee. Deep squat here. Inhale. Reach all the way up. And then exhale, skandasana. That's our side lunge. You're going to bend your left knee and get nice and deep here. Okay? So see if you can flex that right foot here and then move your hips back a little bit and feel that nice stretch through your inner thigh. Your left heel can be up or it can be flat. So it's going to kind of depend on what works best for you. Use your hands here for support if you need it. Okay? It's a little more challenging, right? Balancing. Okay? Want to do something a little more fun is you can create a bind. So you're going to take your left arm, you're going to lean forward, bring your left arm in front of your left knee, wrap it, turn your palm out, wrap it around, and then just take your right arm behind and grab onto the hand and keep lengthening your chest forward. Okay, keep the foot flexed, keep sending the hips back. Let's keep intensifying that stretch, the inner thighs. Couple more breaths. Okay. Bring those hands back up, and then we're going to come up standing, which I don't even know if I can get up from standing from this position. So I'm going to use my hands and stand all the way up, and then circle sweep. Bend all the way down. Deep squat. Inhale up, and then bend. Let's come into that right leg nice and deep. Okay? Flex the foot. Balance. Butt comes back. And then how can you deepen? How can you get more out of this pose? Using your hands here for balance. Or maybe binding. Right arm comes in front, turn the palm out, wrap it around, grab that opposite hand, or maybe you can even grab your wrist here. Keep your gaze forward, your chest forward. Good. And slowly come back up and then rise up. Okay. And then turn to face the back of the mat. You're just going to sweep both feet. We're going to keep the legs nice and straight. Turn the toes towards the back. Square your hips too. So maybe bring your left hand to your left hip, right hip forward. Reach your right arm up. Hinge forward, lengthen, and then drop your left hand down. Revolve triangle. Use a block here if you need to. You want both legs to be straight, the back foot flat. So if your heel's popping up, step the back foot in closer. Okay? With your left hand to your left hip, pull the left hip back. Twist open, and then reach your left arm up. And keep pulling that left hip back. I just felt a surge of heat overcome my body in this pose. It's pretty intense. So just breathe through it, right? We get a deep hamstring stretch, deep twisting pose here. Take your gaze where it works best for you, for your neck. One more inhale, and then exhale, release. Let's step back to plank pose. You can lift your hips to downward dog or take that vinyasa, lowering down to chaturanga dandasana, inhaling to upward dog, exhale to downward dog. And we're just going to pause here. Okay, lift the left leg up, inhale. And exhale, step through, crescent lunge, feet are hip width distance, back heels lifted. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. Go ahead, maybe sinking a little deeper through your hips, but lifting higher through your heart. Reach the fingertips. Imagine you're hugging your inner thighs in towards each other. These are all these little moves we can do to increase intensity. At the same time, sometimes we need to back off a little bit, right? Some of us are those that just give it and go, 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 and never take a step back. So notice where you are in your practice. One more breath in, exhale, standing splits. Take the hands down, lift the back leg up, open the hip, straighten that leg. Again, use the block under your hands if you need it. Or if you want a little more, left hand comes in. And when you take your hand around that ankle, you can literally pull yourself in and get an even deeper stretch. But see if you can just drop the head take the gaze to your knee or maybe even up towards that lifted foot. 2 hands here if you want, finding balance. All right, pulling yourself in. It's a good challenge. Good, and then releasing. Now we're gonna come up to that standing position, right? Still balancing here. So bend your left knee, come up to a standing position, cross your right ankle above the left knee, and then sit back. Bend that left knee, hands to your heart. Send the hips back, press the right knee down. Good, one more breath in. Good, reach up, exhale, step out, big step out again, and now we're gonna circle around. Big sweep, lower down, inhale up, exhale, skandasana. Let's get back into that right leg again. Finding the variation of this pose that works best. Again, hands to your heart. Maybe you need to rest your hands down to find that balance. Might feel better to drop the heel or come into that binding, right? So as you lean forward first, wrap the arm around the front of the leg and then bring that hand behind, clasping. Okay, inhale, stand up. And exhale, circle sweep down to the left. Inhale up, exhale, skandasana, bend into your left knee. Steady breath. Again, if you have difficulty balancing, right? First thing you want to do is make sure you're finding your focal point. So drishti, your gaze will help you keep your balance and then keep that core nice and strong. All right, inhale, rise. Ooh, all the way up. Turn back to face the front of the room. Square the hips, toes point forward. Right hand to your right hip, left arm up. And then we're gonna hinge forward, right? Keep that spine long. Drop the left hand down. Now with your right hand to your right hip, pull the hip back, okay? Pull your hip back. Twist open, right shoulder over left. Reach your right arm up. Use that block if you need to. Blocks are great in this position. Good. Let's take one more breath in and then exhale, release. We're going to step back again to plank pose or simply come to downward facing dog where we will all meet. Okay, let's come into plank pose. Pressing away. Rounding through that upper back, right? We always want to kind of dome through that upper back. Hug your triceps and pull the belly in. And lift the right leg up, okay? Inhale, and then exhale. Draw the right knee to your right tricep. But at the same time, you're going to crunch through that right side of your body. So you're going to kind of lean over to the right. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Plank to down dog. Hold here. Doing great. The good news is we only have 5 more to go. Inhale to plank. Pause here. Set it up. Press away. Belly in. Everything strong. 1 more breath in. Lift the foot up. Left foot this time. Exhale. Squeeze. Inhale. Extend. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, 2 more. Exhale. 1 more. Good, back to plank. Oh, and lift up. Let's walk the hands all the way back to the feet and inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back. We're going to interlace the fingers, okay? And then roll the shoulders back, take the gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, chest to thighs. You're going to lift your arms up and away from your back. Lean forward a little bit to the front of your feet. Relax your head. If it's hard to clasp your hands, use your yoga strap, hold it shoulder width distance, and if you don't have a yoga strap, no problem, grab a small towel. Something that's easy to grasp, like your gym towel. So if you ever accidentally walked out of your gym with a towel, use that one. Then melt a little bit deeper. Bring those arms a little bit more. Good, and then release the hands to the back. Release the hands down and slowly lower down. Okay, I'm gonna come onto the knees and lift all the way up. So your hips are under your knees, and we're gonna come into a back bend. It's called Ustrasana or camel pose. So you're going to start with your hands on your lower back, and there's a couple different hand positions you can do. So you can do fists, okay? You can do flat hand, right? Fingers point down, or you can turn the fingers up, and this is going to give you a nice stretch through your wrists. And wrists are something that we don't really stretch very often at all, so this is a really nice way to get your wrist stretch in while you're coming into your back bend. So we're going to lift up the inhale, and when we lift up through the rib cage. You can even take your hands here and kind of lift up here through that rib cage. Find that lift here. Take the gaze out, roll the shoulders back, exhale, press your hips forward as you lift higher. Okay, so let's bring awareness to this area here, our hips versus our knee. So to get kind of into that deepest sensation in your back bend is keeping the hips above the knee. Then you really get to open up through the front. So this might be as far as you go. Head, chin can be forward. Taking up, you can let the head fall all the way back if it doesn't bother your neck. Okay, so you find what works for you. Okay, if you want more, you're going to tuck your toes under and reach back for one heel and then reach back for the other heel. Now notice what happens with my hips. See how I lean back? So see if you can press the hips forward, ooh, right? And then you start to open up through the front of the body. Shoulders come back. Again, find that position with the head or the neck. And then again, if you want to go deeper, you're going to untuck those toes and again reach back for those heels. Notice those hips, press them forward, open up. Find your breath. Take one more inhale and then exhale. Slowly start to release out. And we're going to come on to the heels, okay? We're going to do that camel pose one more time, but in between, instead of folding forward, we're going to tuck the toes under, and we're just going to do a little footwork here. So just sitting back on the heels, rest your hands on your thighs, and hold it here. So stretching the toes. And just come to your breath. So I've always found with this pose, for some of us, it feels really good. And for others, it's excruciating. So do the best that you can. And just like the wrists, it's not often that we stretch the feet. So a little bit goes a long way. One more breath in. And then we're going to slowly lower down. You're going to untuck the toes now. So now we're going to stretch the top of the feet. So kind of a counter pose here. So take your hands behind you and start to lean back. And you're going to lift your knees up. Okay, now you can start to feel that nice stretch sensation through the ankles, tops of the feet. Same thing here. So for some of us, it's going to feel awesome. For others, it's going to be quite painful. You don't want to feel pain, okay? Discomfort's fine, but pain, no, that's not good. So if you're feeling a lot of pain, you might just want to come into this kneeling position. I'm going to hold this a little bit longer. If you're loving it, try taking your hands on top of the knees as you lean back and find a little balance here. And breathe. Okay, one more breath. And slowly release. Okay, so we're going to come right back up. Let's take camel pose, Ustrasana one more time. Which one works best for you? Okay, staying with your hands to your back, fists, flat hands, fingers down, flat hands, fingers up, tucking the toes under, reaching back, or keeping the feet flat. Okay, so inhale, lift up through that rib cage. Again, use your hands to assist you to give yourself a little lift. Exhale, press your hips forward, roll the shoulders back. Think about lifting through your chest and opening up through your heart, which is exactly what we're doing in this pose. We're opening our hearts. Think about the heart chakra, right? That energy center, right in the heart center, connecting to our chest and lungs, our heart, shoulders, arms, hands, fingers, and of course, the qualities of love, compassion, understanding, and probably the biggest one is forgiveness. Go ahead, take one more breath in, and then exhale. I'm going to slowly release back, sit back on those heels, come to child's pose, fold over your thighs. Okay, and even this child's pose, you can really feel that nice stretch after that deep back bend. And what we're going to do is we're going to deepen this a little bit. So from child's pose, you're going to take your hands around your heels and then bring your chin in towards the chest as you bring right at the top of your forehead, right at your hairline onto the mat. And then you're going to lift the hips up and roll onto the top of the head for snail. So the back is rounded, navel's drawn in. And one more inhale. Slowly lower back down. And rise all the way up. Good. And then shift over. We're going to come onto our back. As you come on back, bring your knees to your chest. And your feet up in the air. We're going to come into happy baby pose. So we're going to open the knees nice and wide. Okay, so just imagine like you're doing a squat, like right on the ceiling. And flex the feet. See if you can grab the outside of your feet. Okay, if not, try taking hold of your ankles. You can get a nice grip, pull down there, or grab the back of the thighs and pull down. So that's the action here, is opening wide and pulling down to get into the hips and hamstrings. A really nice option for happy baby is a straddle. So just opening up through those legs. Flex your feet to keep the legs active, and then grab onto the toes if you can, or just place your hands on the inside of your calves and give yourself a nice gentle press to get deeper into your inner thighs. So just figure out which one works best for you. And one more inhale. Exhale, release. Okay, bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor. Let's take the right thigh, cross it over the left thigh, lift your hips up, scoot them to the right, and then drop your knees to the left. Take your gaze over to the right for the spinal twist. And let's draw the knees back up. Lift your hips to center, uncross the legs, left thigh over the right. Lift up through your hips, scoot them to the left, drop your knees to the right, and then gaze in the opposite direction of your knees. Come back to center. Hips to center, uncross the legs, hug them into the chest. Deep breath in. And exhale, release the legs, the feet to the front edge of your mat. Relax your arms. And come into stillness. Let's bring our awareness back now. We're going to move very gently in the body. And bringing those knees in and rolling over to your side. Let's gently press back up to seated. Sukhasana. We'll bring our hands to our heart. Taking this moment for gratitude or yoga practice, the strength you have within yourself, and of the self-love you're cultivating. Let's inhale and reach your arms above the head. Exhale, guide them back to your heart. Namaste. Great job, everyone. We're halfway there, 2 weeks down, 2 weeks to go. As a special treat, I am offering you a yin practice. This practice is going to be awesome to treat all your sore muscles, your sore body. You guys have worked so hard for it. If you've never done yin before, be sure to check out this video. I'm releasing it specifically for you today. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe, because then you'll be notified immediately when this video is released. We will see you later on today with that yin practice, or tomorrow for day 15 as we begin again with legs and butt. If you liked this video, please like it, share it, and I look forward to continuing on this journey with you tomorrow. Namaste.